Hi there, it's time for another update.
Hey guys.
Here's your January update for the Rices. So, as you can see, we're here in the park. It's our local park, set the guy at Coleman. You can tell it's a little bit different looking today. There's snow everywhere. There's kids over there sledding. It's pretty much all ice now, very similar to southern snow as far as what I've experienced in the past. But yeah, it's different and it's wonderful. And we want to share with you a little bit about what's happened over the last couple weeks and where we're going this month. So, yeah, sorry.
So over the break, we got to do several awesome things. So first, we hosted a two-man team from a church in South Carolina. That was really encouraging for us, and just looking forward to partnering with that church in some way. We're not sure what that looks like yet, but it was a lot of fun to get to host them and just get to show them around and show them what we're a part of here. So that was great. And then we also got to stay in this beautiful high-rise apartment in Shinagawa, which is just a really cool area of Tokyo because you can see pretty much all of the famous things of Tokyo. You can see Rainbow Bridge, you can see Tokyo Tower, you can see Tokyo Skytree, all from this high-rise. And so this high-rise is our church friend's apartment. And so they have a guest room that anyone who lives in that apartment can rent out for their friends or reserve for their friends. And so that was a really cool experience. It was a nice evening for us to just get away for a night. So we're really thankful for that. And then also over the break we just were able to have Christmas and New Year's with our church family and with our team. And those were all just really fun experiences and encouraging times for us.
Yeah. And we started a brand new quarter at Naganuma School. The last quarter ended and we were kind of fried mentally, and we got a 3-week break in between quarters, and that was really refreshing for us. Having just moved here and then jumping right into school was really hard. I hit a plateau personally, a language plateau. That's common verbiage that a lot of people use when you just can't cram anymore in your brain. So my brain was starting to reject language about halfway through the quarter. So I didn't actually pass the second half of the quarter last quarter. So I'm actually starting this quarter, or I started this quarter where we were halfway through last quarter. So I'm rehashing some things, but it's actually been really good. Things are making sense. I can feel that my brain is actually accepting information, and that's really good. And it's been good to just be able to go through back some of that stuff and really feel like I'm nailing it. And understanding what I'm saying and why I'm saying it. So that's been really good. And as a general rule, I've been able to have a pretty good experience this quarter with the mix in my class. And one of the really cool things I'm doing differently this quarter is hanging out with my buddy Udai from our church. Udai is super smart dude, super kind guy. And he's a believer as a member at the church that we're at here, and he offered himself, his services, his talents and gifts and abilities to us to help us get better at Japanese. And so he actually teaches at an English cram school here in Tokyo, so he actually knows how to teach languages, and he does that as a profession. So it's been really good to have him over and actually have conversation in Japanese instead of just like an interview class style. And the other cool part about that is on Mondays he comes over and he has dinner with us after we do that. And so we actually get to be at the church together. And for us that's been really refreshing too, because we don't really get to do much of that when we've been 24/7 at school. So being able to hang out, hear each other's hearts, pray for each other, and learn about each other, and just have a good time together as a church has been really good for us both.
Yeah, so that's been really fun. For me, this new quarter has been a different kind of challenge. Last quarter I felt like things were clicking really easily for me, and this quarter it's been a lot more difficult. It just feels like the pace of the class, the level of complication in the grammar that we're learning and the kanji that we're learning is just so much higher, and it's been a challenge. And then the other thing is, so I'm the only native English speaker in our class, and so making friends has been a little bit of a challenge. And then in addition to that challenge, there's cultural differences, and the people in my class this quarter are just, there's a little bit of a barrier in where it's more difficult for me to love them. the classroom etiquette expectation is different in their home cultures. And so there's a lot of things that in America would be considered really rude and just disrespectful to the teacher. And so things like that are hard for me to deal with and hard for me to grow a heart for my classmates. So that's been a challenge, but the good thing is that we both feel like we're doing well this quarter. We're understanding material, we're moving forward, and we're getting closer to that end goal of being able to speak Japanese. So that's exciting.
Yeah, so little by little, we're getting there. It's really hard, but we're getting there. So with that in mind, we ask that you would pray for our language classes and our language learning in general. That we'd understand the material, understand it well the first time, that it would make sense and we'd be able to internalize it and use it and understand why we're using it that way. And Lord, I also ask that you pray for our relationships with our classmates, that those would go well. It's when you're with people like that every day and you're doing something like that and there's a little bit of competitive feeling, it's hard to love some people sometimes. So we ask that you would allow us to, that you would pray that God would allow us to have a lot of patience and a lot of understanding and a lot of giving the benefit of the doubt to people, and that our hearts would be encouraged to push forward. And I ask that you would also pray for our church. We're studying Hebrews, and we've been studying that for about a couple weeks now. And what's really cool is at our home church, we were studying Hebrews in North Carolina. We wrapped that up, and then we came here, and just a month or so later, we started studying Hebrews. So that was really cool. So we kind of have a refresher course ahead of us, and we get to do it in Japanese, which is, that's pretty helpful to have already done it, and we do it in Japanese. So pray for us as we try and stick through it with that. But also, more importantly, pray for the Japanese. Pray for the pastor as he's translating scripture in a more palatable way. As the church members are kind of chewing through this and getting understanding. You probably don't know, but most Japanese don't have any familiarity with the Bible like many Americans do. So, knowing what the letter of Hebrews meant to Jews, that's not something that comes easy. So, please pray for them as they seek understanding of that. And pray that they would grow in understanding and love for Christ. So that's all we got for you today, but we'll talk to you soon.
Love you guys.
Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.